You can fly high and you can also connect there, but it's about that present moment and present time and be heard now.
Welcome to the Soul Game. I'm your host, Shannon McLaren, the Mystic Agent. Through the ancient art of storytelling, our soul council of sensory experts,
Amanda,
Ruby,
Adrian,
Dipti,
Shannons.
will have 15 minutes to embody different aspects of the seeker's healing request.
I've had a hypothyroid for the past 3 years. My idea is to I want to be really open and relaxed in that area.
And bring about a new SOULution. Let's get into it. The Soul Game.
Hi, my name is Taylor Mulholland. I'm 24. I live in Scottsdale, Arizona, and I am a professional dog sitter. And when I'm not dog sitting, I also am an actress and model every here and there. I love swimming and doing yoga, and recently I've been involved in a lot with creating music and learning new instruments. I've also been taking singing lessons. That's been a little bit of a struggle recently. My whole life I thought I was tone deaf, so now is just a time for me to really experiment with that. And I love polarity therapy. I'm a practitioner myself, and I also go weekly and see a really awesome therapist in the Valley, and he's helped me a lot with my healing process. And it's definitely a very large community that I'm involved with that does all of the healing arts, and it's something that I love being a part of. That's me!
Taylor.
Ah, thank you for that one. That felt good. So Taylor, we would love to receive your healing request if you have an intention that you came with.
Yes.
Tonight.
This has been the past few weeks. I've really been focusing on my chakra. It's so-called blocked. I've had a hypothyroid for the past 3 years, and recently we've been working on healing that, and it's still showing up as slow thyroid and
Low thyroid. Okay.
and producing low thyroid hormones.
Mm-hmm.
And it particularly because I've been taking singing lessons because I love singing, and in my head I see myself as such a performer, but when I actually start singing, it's like I can't resonate with my voice, and I can hit these really high notes and these really low notes, but when it comes to this area, I'm having a hard time connecting and resonating to that. So my request would to be kind of to help me through some blockages in that area. And my idea is I want to be really open and relaxed in that area.
Okay. Okay, cool. So you're working on your thyroid, and you said it's so-called blocked. So I'm assuming somebody has given you that diagnosis in your life, like that your throat chakra has a little block to it. And also you're recognizing that you've had some physical issues in that area with your thyroid, and that you're working on that, but it's still showing up as not quite balanced yet, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and so you're taking singing lessons, which is so rad. Good for you. I love that. That sounds like a very excellent way to tune in and work that chakra. So that's really cool that you're doing that. But I heard you say that you're feeling like you're not quite resonating. Is that what you can hit really high notes and low notes, but tell me more about the not resonating there.
Yeah, so my coach is awesome. He's really visual when it comes to singing, and when we're practicing, it's like when I try to hit the pretty basic notes, I'm very cracky, and it's very tight, and I can't seem to relax. And when we visualize projecting these notes, we're supposed to visualize from like here and like around here. And when I visualize up here and do the high notes and the low notes, I can hit them. But when it's like these normal notes that come from this area, they're very cracky and they're not smooth. And it makes me vulnerable and frustrated when I sing, and it makes me not want to sing anymore, which is the complete opposite of what I want to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you said you really see yourself as a performer, and this is something that you really want to work out. And so it's great. So it sounds like your main intention here for today is to really address whatever this blockage might be going on here energetically, so that you could open up physically and heal at a physical level as well.
Yes, that sounds great.
Okay, wonderful. So we're all just going to tune into your story, and I'm just going to open up the space here to our players and invite anyone who feels like they're resonating with this blockage in the singing. Janet?
Because I just feel like I have a hair in my throat, like I'm a dog or a cat, and I got this fur ball in here. And I kind of want to stick my finger down my throat, actually, and pull it out. And I don't know why that just came to me. But I was choking and coughing, and yeah.
Okay, cool. How is that for you, feeling that sensation when you tune into that, as far as like, how is it for you having that? How do you feel about that in your throat, Shannon?
Frustrated, shut down. And now that we're talking about it more, I feel it through the upper part of the, like going into the sinus, all the way down into the throat, the low throat. Excuse me.
Yeah, energy moving. That's great.
And I am laughing about it. But yeah, I don't.
Yeah. So there's a little laughter, and you can feel the sensations on a physical level. Your first inclination was to put your finger actually down your throat.
To get it out.
Right. Yeah. So there's a part of you that really wants to remove that.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So I'm curious if anyone in the space feels like they're, does anybody in the space feel called to play the part of what moves that block? Dipti.
So when Shannon was talking about the hairball and stuff, my neck was like, okay, I want to like really look back, all the way back, and really like just stretch it and open it up. And I feel like that, and move it and do that movement to kind of shift things. Yeah, like super back.
You want to move back and open up the back of your spine and your chest.
Yeah. And by doing
open all of that.
Yes, by leaning back, it like feels like making a lot of room here and opening up the space here. Like being here feels tension.
Yeah, tension. Okay. Yeah, some physical tension.
Yeah, by taking it back, it really opens up and makes that connection, feels like it's moving more.
Yeah. And how is all of this for you, Taylor?
I liked what Shannon said when she wanted to take that thing out, because it's so funny, because when I had my tonsils, I did get them removed. So I had tonsils for years, and every day in my mouth, and I would take tweezers and I would pull these, it's so gross, but I'd pull these tonsil stones out. And when she said what I thought of. Later, I had to get them removed because, I mean, I got strep throat. Like the past couple years of my life, it's always been like throat issues, but I had strep throat, I think 12 times 1 year. And my doctor got to get these tonsils out. So there's like another little tidbit. But
Yeah. Wow.
yeah.
Wow. So it just is interesting because when Dipti was doing this, I was really feeling into the connective tissue and just like, really, I even was feeling like, wow, maybe some body work, like here, and really physically opening that space. I was feeling that. But I want to tune in. Actually, how are you doing, Adrian? I want to check in with you, what you're feeling.
I have pressure in my third eye, and my diaphragm and my heart feels heavy. It started feeling heavy. I don't know how to explain this, but it's like something about the low notes, right? It's like dialed in, and the high notes are dialed in, but around my heart and my diaphragm, it doesn't. I just feel not seen. It feels, and I feel what I'm feeling is fear around being seen in that area. So yeah, that's what I'm actually feeling. Is I want to be witnessed. Want to be like in the center is where I want to be witnessed. My heart and my diaphragm.
Yeah. And how is that for you, Taylor?
I definitely resonated with that. I'm almost speechless, but it's like I needed to be seen by, and who I thought of was my mom, and just that love and being seen and cared for. Maybe that is what I need.
Yeah.
And I really liked what you said, so thank you.
Yeah. So there's something about being seen and witnessed and cared for, especially from your mom.
Yeah.
That feels like really healing. And I'm curious if Ruby, you would like to be that role, the witnesser, seeing Taylor, and maybe even embodying some of that motherly witnessing.
Yeah. I've been, since the beginning, I've like felt this like big, like I imagine like a big cement block like in my throat, and I want to just like either push it out, out through my mouth, or let it fall down into my stomach, have water like coming down, and just letting something like is stuck that needs to be released. And when you brought in the element of her mother, I feel more supported to let that go, to have help to push that out, whatever's has solidified and is stuck. That nurturing support feels good.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
I'm starting to get some harmonizing.
Harmonizing.
Like the top speaking to the bottom a little bit.
Yeah.
There's something that came up for me was when Ruby was talking about, or when Adrian said harmonizing, and the notes, the high and the low notes, this kept representing like the present, to be present here and to be seen and heard in the present moment. It's almost like you can fly high and you can also connect there, but it's about that present moment and present time and being here and heard now. That came up.
When Ruby shared the block and that there was an option of it coming up and out or coming down, when it came down, I really felt myself lean in to, yes, it needs to be digested, it needs to be swallowed and move through the entire system and excuse my grossness, but then come out as waste. We'll call it poop. But to be fully digested is where I was really wanting to lean into this, and I was a big yes for that.
So I just want to invite you, Taylor, if there's any last words that you want to say as we come to completion with your session.
I definitely felt physically a lot of shifts. When Ruby was talking, it's almost like wind came through my throat and I felt this openness that I could breathe deep into my chest, and I just took a really large breath and it felt so open and clear like never before. And when Dipti was talking about present in the moment, and I love to connect to the past, future and all that, but just being seen and heard present, like that was harmonizing for me.
It's beautiful. That's beautiful. And if anybody has a last word that you would like to share with Taylor before we close, I'll invite you to put it into the space now.
I want these notes in the middle to be loved. Like they may not. I just want them to be loved. I don't even want to get into anything about it. Like I don't want to explain it, justify it. Like I don't want to measure it. None of that. Like that's what I want.
Yeah.
Like,
I say hear, hear to Adrian.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Just to be present and really just lean your head back some more. Ah.
Maybe we should all do that with Taylor as a closing here. A little. Thank you so much, Taylor. So beautiful to see you and witness you. And I just want to invite you in this moment to just call your energy into your midline. And I'm going to invite everyone else in the space to call all of your energy back. So we're just going to all together just call all of our parts and pieces from anywhere and everywhere and all time into this present moment, into this perfect, harmonious, beautiful moment, into our bodies. And I want to invite anyone and everyone who's witnessing that you too can be an agent of action for your soul just by witnessing your own system and doing what you need for your own energy. And Taylor, we're so grateful to have you. Thank you so much for being a part of this SOULution.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys are amazing, and just Blessings to all of you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So it's been a couple days
Mhm.
since our session.
Yeah.
Have you noticed any changes in your physical, mental, or emotional being?
So after our last session, when it ended, I had this incredible amount of energy, and I think it came from excitement. I was just so excited, like, wow, something really came up for me. So I barely slept that night because I was just so excited with energy. But I feel very content with what I've discovered during our session. And for physical symptoms, I'm feeling a lot of pressure and tension around my neck, which of course correlates and makes sense. So I'm doing a lot of like thymus tapping, helping that come up and out. And it's been really helpful for me.
Great. That's great.
Yeah.
So many people won't really know what thymus tapping is. So because you are a polarity practitioner, do polarity, you're able to share more with people about how you can continue to open up your physical body. That's awesome. So what was there a big aha moment for you?
The big aha moment came when, I forget who said it. I think everyone eventually mentioned it, but this whole time I thought it was coming from here, but really the emotional aspects were coming from my chest and my heart area. So when I connected those two, that's when I had this, oh my goodness, I have to start working here, releasing emotional trauma to then be able to open up more in my voice and my throat. And that for me was like, whoa, like it was definitely a SOULution there.
Awesome. And so let me ask you, is that why you're wearing more green now?
Yeah, it came to me in a more subconscious level. Green was like, that's my favorite shirt. It's just so soft and cozy. And I'm like, oh, it's green. Wow, I really am eating a lot of green foods. I'm more attracted to more green items. Just subconsciously how that works. But it's been very comforting to me.
I love that. I find that very true. I find that it's a good thing to witness the colors that you are attracted to, and reference that back to the chakra system and the things that those areas relate to, those emotions, the polarities of those areas.
Yeah, it makes me want to learn more and more and more.
More and more and more.
Yeah.
So you're in the heart chakra
Mm-hmm.
of green.
Yes.
Lovely. Okay. Is there anything that you learned about yourself during the session?
Something that I learned about myself is I am much better when I communicate with people and have a therapist or a friend to talk to, because when someone else says it, you can like think all the problems you have in your head, but when someone else says it and holds that space for you, that's a turning point. And for me, I needed that reflected back to me, and having all those people share their own physical and emotional opinions of what I'm feeling, that was really powerful. And I think I'm such an introvert and a homebody and I can do everything on my own, but really when it comes to the final result, I'm much better when I communicate and have someone there for me.
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you. So you learned about yourself you learned that you like to have people to reflect off of.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And do you still have friends now that aren't good reflectors in your life?
I'm starting to realize that there's friends that I go to for the issues in my tissues, and then there's friends that I just go to have a good lunch or something, you know? Like there's two different qualities.
There certainly are.
Yeah.
I love that. No one has ever said that for the issues in my tissues.
The issues in my tissues.
I think we need to make a t-shirt out of that. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. And so how was it, Taylor, for you to be in front of like 5 people? You walk into a room and there's 5 people.
When I realized everyone was there for me, just me specifically, I felt like a warm blanket around me. And everyone there is so intelligent, and to have 5, 6 people just holding space for you, it's like nothing else. I think we literally talked for 10 minutes and I had this huge realization. I couldn't believe myself. And to hear not just one, but 2, 3, 4, 5 different points of views. And it's funny how almost every single one of them had the same feeling or aspect, or at least area they worked around, but interpreted in their own different ways.
Mm-hmm.
It all came together in this like tight knit solution for me. And it was in less than 10 minutes. It was like a supercharged session.
Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Also, visit themysticagent.com for more information on how you can be our next seeker in the soul game.